Hi guys, it's Peter again. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are having good a weekend so far. Uh, First, I wanted to say so far thank you for subscribing and thank you for watching. I hope I'm doing my best to share my journey with you and hopefully give you some useful information. Hopefully, it's not misleading information. But most importantly, I just want to assure you if someone like me uh, is doing his best to buy financial freedom and buy financial stability. I don't want you guys to lose hope, and I want you guys to do the same. That being said, title of my YouTube channel is Money and Biceps. So I figure, because I wanted to tell you guys tomorrow is Sunday here actually, and I wanted to uh, take Sunday off from filming YouTube, not only to give myself a little break and um, have more brainstorm ideas, but also give my wife a little break from helping me edit and stuff. Once again, thank you, my wife, for always helping. I really can't do this without you. And I thought, why it might be probably really good idea to end the week talking about biceps. My YouTube channel does say biceps at the end, and I noticed from YouTube analytics it's like a 98, 99% men watching. So I'm pretty sure many of you wondered or want to or not. But I feel like many of us do want bigger bicep, if not smaller, for sure, right? And I did also notice from analytics that most of them are my age. About 60 something percent were between age of like 25, 34. So it's about my age. And it's around the age where, like you guys or we care about, having a nice physique and whatnot. And also another chunk was like a teenagers or, early 20s. So I figure maybe this might be useful. Okay, so it is a little different topic than what I cover, but however, I always wanted to cover here and there a little bit useful insight because I passion of my love for my bodybuilding does still exist. And once again, the title of this YouTube is Money and Biceps. So having a big bicep, I'm gonna do my best to use the words very carefully, selecting my words very carefully, so I'm not misleading you. I personally think I have more useful insight on this matter than a finance, in my opinion. So bear with me. I'll do my best to help you how to get big bicep. I didn't necessarily say stronger bicep. I said big bicep. But more so than less, when you do acquire bigger bicep, usually strength does follow. But opposite could be also true, but not necessarily. Now, okay. Uh, I know there's a lot of debate on YouTube or whatever, science, bro science, whatever. This is what I'm about to tell you is from science and also from my experience and from many of my friends' experience. It's a real life experience. Okay. To build bigger muscle, but let's go with bicep, but it's going to apply to almost all muscles. Okay. I don't want to just say all, like definite answer because there's always an exception. Almost all a muscle, including bicep, to get bigger biceps, one is so simple. You need to train them. You can't just sit around in the couch and just wishing you have a bicep peak like Arnold Schwarzenegger did. No, you have to go gym, or you could do calisthenic, but you gotta train your bicep directly or indirectly, but hopefully more so directly than indirectly. Okay, and you have to eat. It's called anabolic, right? In Greek word ana means to build. So just imagine this, because I know there's sometimes false information on YouTube or whatever. Oh, you could build muscle while losing fat. Okay, that's like 99% false. Okay, just think you can build muscle while losing fat. I'm gonna subtract two words from there. You can build while losing. Okay, you cannot build while you're losing something. Okay, they're trying to sell you something. It's a good marketing strategy, right? Because everybody wants muscle and everybody hates a fat. But here's the thing: To be in anabolic phase, it's hard to be in catabolic phase. Okay, sure. In the world, in universe, there's always an exception. For instance, you just start lifting. Literally, you have never touched the weights before. You just start lifting, and you feel like you're losing fat. Maybe on the scale, you're also losing fat. Maybe you're a big guy, and then you are putting on some muscle. But that's like what we call novice effect. Okay, your body is just so new to this training. It's learning to adapt, and it's what we call miracle is happening literally. But it usually only happens in the very beginning, and depending on how good your genetics is for bodybuilding, okay, there are good genetics for very variable sports, okay, but we're specifically talking about building nice big bicep, whatever. If you have like those really nice bodybuilding genetics, you might be able to stretch that novice effect longer than the others, okay. But however, once you pass that novice effect, for many of us, 99% of us, you gotta gain weight to have bigger bicep. No, you cannot only gain muscles. No, unless you're on like a PED, like insane amount of PED, and with proper diet or whatever, maybe that's possible. But for 99%, you have to gain weight to build bigger biceps. That means you are going to inevitably gain fat also, okay? Our body does not selectively, no matter how good our diet is, does not selectively uh, only gain muscles, okay? We build many different tissues, okay? Muscle is just one tissue of many. Okay, I just wanted to very clarify that. So you have to train. It could be just simple as curling, going to the gym, or it could be calisthenic or CrossFit, or maybe like maybe you do jujitsu where you're using a lot of like grab, and pulling. That builds biceps too. So anything that involves this movement, you see, or this, it's kind of similar. It's essentially like flexor this way, right? It's gonna build muscle. Also opposite way, this way. Essentially this movement. 1, 2. It's that simple, literally. Okay, this is not gonna build biceps. Okay, again, this is not gonna build your biceps. It's literally from here to here and here. That's it. It's that simple. Bicep is one of the smallest muscle group. It's easy to build. Okay, then some of you might go, "Hey, Peter, no, like I've tried to get big bicep. It's not easy." Um, One, you might not have enough bicep muscles to mind muscle connect. When you have a lot of muscles, it's easy to mind muscle connect your muscle and build them, as in like you connect to that. But when you're just starting and you don't have a lot of biceps going on, and you really don't know how to like flex it and how to feel that bicep, it's going to be hard for you to engage to train that particular muscle. Okay. Uh, or your diet might be off and you're not training properly. Okay. So, one, you have to train. Two, you have to eat. For most of us, you have to bulk or eat more calorie surplus to have bigger bicep. It's a lot of combination. Also, rest. Okay, you have to sleep properly. You gotta eat well. Try to not uh, do or drink or eat that will suppress your testosterone level, etc., etc. But let's cover the training part. Okay, we'll get to the training part because that's the most fun part. Diet is the worst thing ever. Literally, it's the hardest thing, right? Okay, if anybody out there working out, you guys know diet is the hardest. So we'll just get to the training part. Okay, a lot of people ask me at the gym or whatever, oh, like what's your workout for, what do you do for biceps? It's not really so what I do is important. It's not what type of exercise. It's not necessarily like are you using barbell, are you using dumbbell, are you using cable, are you using machine. It's not necessarily, it's more of a technique. Okay, so you have a what we call concentric. Okay, so I am, this is concentric. and this is eccentric. I was going to say against the gravity, but depending on where you see it, it could be misleading. So from this to this is concentric, and then from here to here is eccentric, and like here, hold is isometric, if I'm not mistaken. Now, all those three are important. Have you guys ever heard of people go, a plank is very important for your core? Have you guys ever tried plank? It's not easy, right? Have you guys ever tried wall sit? Like where you lean against the wall, perpendicular knee, and then try to. It's really hard, right? It builds muscle. It builds muscle in a different way than just regular up and down squatting. So all those three movements are actually important. Okay, and if I have to put them in order of importance, in my opinion, eccentric is most important, and then isometric, and then concentric. I might want to. I really need to do research on isometric if that's the right word. But essentially, what I'm saying is, if imagine I'm holding the bar or dumbbell here, and I'm like stopping in this point. I'm not moving. I am just holding it. Okay, like essentially, pretty much flexing it, right? So essentially, you wanna. People always go, "Oh, come up fast on concentric and like take it slow on the eccentric." No, you jerk your movement on concentric, or you might hurt yourself. So you want to have a nice flow. But if you could, yes. So like usually what I do is I do, instead of just boom and then going slow, I do 1 2 and I squeeze for 1 second, and I go like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. So again I go 1 2, squeeze for 1 second, and then I'll go this way. Okay. This is bodybuilding, okay? I don't care who you are. You don't really barbell curl for a strongman competition or powerlifting. No, not even calisthenic. So curl, having a big bicep, is very heavily tied into more so of a bodybuilding realm. So if you are doing a bodybuilding, your objective is not, I'm gonna lift as much as I can point A to B. That is not your objective. Your objective is, how can I safely lift certain amount of weight to maximize the size, the growth of that muscle, size, emphasis on size. Okay, I'm not necessarily saying dense of the muscle. I'm saying size of the muscle. Okay, they're two different things. Okay, and in order to do that, yeah, you wanna go slower on the eccentric, but you wanna make sure you're controlling the whole movement. Okay. People also ask, how about the isolation movement, compound movement? Just because you are doing compound movement for bicep does not equate to better result. No, you have to directly train your bicep to get a better result. It's really that simple. Okay, if you're training bicep indirectly, I don't care if it's a compounding movement, you are only indirectly training your bicep. So in order for you to maximize the growth, you have to target the bicep directly. You have to tear down muscle fibers, stimulate that, and go beyond stimulation, tear down muscles so it has a reason to grow at home when you sleep and when you eat a proper dieting. Okay. And also, if I'm trying my best to give all the information, if I'm like up and down, back and forth, I do apologize. Also, another people always ask, how about volume, intensity, frequency? So those three are important, a part of training resume of volume, intensity, frequency. Volume would be like, when I go to gym to train bicep today, how many sets did I do for my bicep? How many reps did I do for my bicep? Frequency would be, in a given a week, how many times, how many days did I train my bicep? Intensity is when you're at the gym training bicep, like, did I go balls to wall? Okay. I know so many people go, no, frequency is the most important, volume is most important, intensity is most important. No, they're all important. However, then you're gonna be like, oh, then how do I know what works for me? You gotta understand your life circumstance right now. Maybe you could only go gym once a week. Maybe you could go gym 6 days a week. Okay, depending on your lifestyle or your circumstance at the moment, you have to figure out what is the best combination. I'll give you an example right now. When I was young, like 17, 18, I started lifting then, like really weightlifting. I had all the time in the world, right? So like when I was in high school, I felt like I had all the time in the world. Back then, I thought I didn't, but now I look back, I did. So I went to gym like every single day. Obviously, I had more access to going to the gym, right, to train my body, and not to mention also at that time I healed like so much faster than I do now. So I trained my bicep like more frequently because I was able to heal fast and I had more access to go to gym to train my bicep, right? But there was time where I was really, really busy. I think last year I was really busy. I couldn't train biceps at all for 1 week. Like I would train them maybe every other week because like I had only certain time I could go, or during the week sometimes I would miss because of work, and bicep wasn't the most important part of the body for me at the moment. So that's the thing. Intensity, volume, frequency really depends on your life right now. Like a famous bodybuilder name called Lee Priest, he's really known for having crazy arms. He go, oh, you gotta hit the 20 sets. Yes, we would love to hit 20 sets on bicep and tricep. It's just sometimes we prioritize differently, right? He was a professional bodybuilder. He had time. Maybe you are father. Maybe you got kids. Maybe you work full time. Maybe you work two full time. Who the hell knows? Who the hell have time for 20 sets of bicep? You see what I mean? So intensity and frequency and volume, you need to figure out what is best for your lifestyle, current life circumstance situation right now. So I wish I could tell you what is like more important, but they're all important, and you have to kind of play with it according to your life. Okay, that being said, a lot of us are not professional bodybuilder. A lot of us go to school, or maybe you have part-time job. Maybe we have full-time job. Some of us are husband. Some of us are husband and dad, etc., etc. Uh, I want to tell you guys something that a lot of people have about asynchronous training method. Many times, including myself, we get stuck on Monday chest day. Tuesday has to be quad or whatever, right? We try to organize. We as a human nature, especially people who are ambitious and people who want to build wealth. We having that systematic, logical mindset. Love being organized, right? Love laying out the details. Love having the schedules. But you know what? Sometimes life just doesn't let you, and that's okay. So try asynchronous workout plan. So you don't have to be like, ooh, I have to do this. No, maybe like go easy. Just say like, oh, how about instead of Monday this, Tuesday this, Thursday this, how about just say I'll go gym 4 times a week and just accomplish that. And what I mean by asynchronous and as in I sometimes these days especially I go in and go, what doesn't hurt? What muscle group do I feel most fresh? And I really do believe that little miscalculation that day, because I trained my shoulders 48 hours prior to training chest, definitely help injuring my tendons. So listen to our body. What doesn't hurt? What did I train the other day? So like, you know what I mean? Like be asynchronous. No, you don't have to train bicep only once a week. No, you don't have to train bicep only 2 times a week. You could train however your body tells you. Some week maybe you could train only once a week. Some week maybe you could train only 2 times a week. That's okay. As soon as we start listening to our body, this is because we're not professional bodybuilder. We don't uh, eat at the exactly same time. We don't sleep exactly at the same time. We don't train exactly at the same time. We got different lives, right? I am not saying they don't have life. That's their life. But we have a different priority. So when it's like that, trying asynchronous workout definitely helped me. And at least it like lower my stress level for sometimes missing gym and stuff. So to sum it up really quick, to have a big biceps, you have to train. There's no other way. And two, you have to eat. More you eat, like essentially a calorie surplus, easier for it's not easier actually. Your bicep will get bigger, assuming you're training and sleeping properly and eating hopefully healthier diet than Pop Tarts and pizza and Coca Cola. And also, because this is a purely bodybuilding standpoint, I'm not gonna give you advice how to grow bicep as powerlifter. Is powerlifting? I think it's only bench press, squat, and deadlift. Uh, yeah, you're not. There's no bicep exercise there technically. Sure, it's bicep is involved when you're bench pressing to stabilize the bar, but you're not really training biceps. I promise you. You try to bench press, your chest get bigger, not necessarily your bicep. I'll tell you that. And no, you're so I'm sorry, yeah, it's a bodybuilding perspective. So for bodybuilding perspective, time under tension matters. Controlled flow of movement matters a lot. So please try like instead of just jerking on the concentric and going slow, right? A lot of people tell you that, right? Oh, go fast on the way up and slow on the way down. No, don't go too fast. You might hurt your shoulder. So do like 1, 2, and then hold at the top and like count like 5 seconds on the way down. And also, this one really depends. Last tip before I go. And I told you guys I covered that. Just apply this logic to any exercise. There's no such thing as superior exercise, guys. No, it depends on you right now. I injure my shoulder, right? Let's say hypothetically, I'm not gonna, but hypothetically, I'm gonna go train chest. Hypothetically, if I injure my chest shoulder right now, you think it'd be a good idea that I flat bench press again when I hurt it like that? Of course not. So depending on your situation, like some exercise will be superior than the others. So please understand that there's no such thing as because this is compound movement, because this is free weight, it's a superior. Depends your situation right now. So please remember that. And I was going to say something I forgot. Well, yeah, try that technique, and it applies to every bicep exercise. And I really had something important to say. I totally forgot. I'll leave a comment. But yes, guys, that's how you get big bicep. Tried it out, and I remember. I'm so sorry. I'll say it right now. So yeah, some argue like, oh, in order to really like train your bicep, you gotta lock out at the end. Like they're literally saying, curl, and you go down, and you lock out your tricep. They go. That's how you fully engage or starting point of your bicep. Logically, it is true, but you don't need to go that crazy where it's uncomfortable. Okay, I tried it. Sure, it works, but it's not that, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, it's not that big of a difference where it's gonna like have a see drastic difference. So I'd rather be more careful. So instead of just like locking out and flexing my tricep before I start again, I kind of just like lock out 95% before I lock out my elbow. I did notice it's much easier on my elbow and also my bicep tendon. So, guys, always listen to your body. Not injuring your body is the most important, and because there will be setback, but you want to try not to have setbacks, okay? And try not to get hurt. And weight is kind of interesting thing. People say, "How about the rep range?" Okay, Peter, you just talked about the tempo. You cover intensity, volume, frequency. How about the rep range? How about the weight? No ego lifting, please, especially for bicep. Do not do that. Please don't do that. You gotta feel the bicep. You could go heavy as long as you feel the bicep. You could go heavy as long as it's mostly your bicep working. Okay. And also, if you could rep out at least 5 repetition. A lot of people say, "Oh no, you gotta rep out 10." No, 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 no. This one I actually do know. I have to give this A credit to Dr. Mike Israelti. He's like a Renaissance fitness something. He's right. Repetition can range from 5 to 30. Usually people do like 8 to 12. If that makes you feel happy, go ahead. But sometimes I do 5, it works. Sometimes I do 20, it works. As long as you're within that range, it will work. Okay, so that's the rep range first of all, and the weight. This is a little bro science and real life experience. It is true. Heavier you go, easier for you to stimulate the muscle, assuming your your form is perfect. Okay, I'm not telling you to bench press and just drop it on your chest and bounce it back. That's not what I'm saying. No, go heavy enough where you could rep out 5, bodybuilding point of view, and where you're fully engaging your chest, hopefully mostly dominantly, and then you're not jerking off the movement. So when you train bicep, choose a weight where you could execute the perfect form. Try not to get any other muscle involved. Try not, but you could go heavy as long as you can do those first two, and also able to execute at least 5 repetitions. Okay, try this out, guys, and I hope you have a big bicep. Thanks for being patient to listen to this video today. I know it was a little unorthodox, but I've been meaning to cover this because title of the YouTube is Money and Biceps. If you guys like this, give me a like and maybe write me a comment. Maybe I could add a little more here and there bodybuilding content, because I did notice it's 9% like all men viewers, and also it's around like my age and a little younger, where I think like people are interested in like exercise or having a nice physique for whatever reason, self confidence, or maybe you're trying to date or whatever. So I want to really do my best to help you guys on this topic, because I do personally know these topics way more than finance. So hopefully, I could be useful and help you guys accomplish whatever goals you guys have. Thank you guys for watching. And as I mentioned, tomorrow I'm gonna take a day off, and I think it's gonna be routinely every Sunday. Today's Saturday, so but then you'll see this video on Monday. So essentially, for you guys, when you guys watch it, it will be like Tuesday being off day. Thank you guys. Have a nice weekend.